Hey Tubies, how are you doing? How you been doing? How's everything going for you? Things for me are going pretty well. In honor of this video, or I guess the subject of this video per se, I wanted to talk about Mabon a little bit, or Mabon if you're Welsh, and kind of go over a little bit about what it's about and certain things that you can do to celebrate this turn of the wheel of the year, and kind of give you guys a different perspective rather than something that you would see in a Wicca book or that you would get from all of the other Wiccan videos that are out there on the net these days. They're very, very abundant, so information is just overwhelming and tumbling through. There's mountains of information regarding all the different Sabbats when it comes to Wicca. And lately, as you guys know, I haven't really been focusing on Wicca as much as I have spirituality as a whole. I think that, and the reason is my approach is Wicca is a great basis to gain ideas and I guess, concrete foundations of such, but it doesn't necessarily fit in with everybody, depending on who you live with, depending on your living conditions, whether you have a spouse or a loved one or a partner that is supportive or understands it, atmosphere and environment in your spiritual practice really influences you and has a lot to do with how fulfilling your practice is in everyday life. So yeah, this video is going to kind of ramble a little bit, how I am. It's the tiptoe way. But for most of you, I know it usually translates and it does make sense. And hopefully this video will resonate with you quite a bit. But the very last video I posted on how I was just kind of going over all these different changes and asked if you ever felt that way. And, and I have to admit that, I am human and there are moments where you have your ups and downs and there's certain things that get to you a little bit more than they usually do on a normal basis. And that was one of those things I was dealing with, and and everything's cool. But something that I have to say that I'm very, very strong in is overcoming those type of obstacles to where I don't allow them to keep me in a rut. And that's very important, that if you do have something that's influencing you, that's really bringing you down, you really have to concentrate and find a way to uplift yourself and pick yourself back up. You can't always depend on somebody else to do it for you. So anyways, Mabon, this is pretty much the opposite of the spring equinox. In the spring, everything's blooming, there's births, there's new life, everything's coming out of hibernation. It's just brilliant, it's just blossoming, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that fall is not beautiful, because it is in its own type of light, but it's the time where, the goddess is going into the underworld. She's kind of going down for the winter. She's going into hibernation. The beauty is just going to go kind of within, implode on itself in a sense. And, the harvest is dying. It's time to collect everything from your garden. It's time to, prep for winter, winterize everything, get ready for that stagnant, blah, weather all the time. Now, instead of looking forward to fall and winter in a blah, can't get nothing done kind of season, look at it in a different way. And, ways that you can really embrace this season, number one, is do some things around your home to make you happy. Go through all your old clothes, get rid of what you no longer wear, donate it to a charity, give it to a friend, a family member, whatever it is. And also get out all your winter stuff, clean out and organize your closets and your dresser drawers. Do the same thing for your kids if you have kids. And really, rearrange your house, revamp the energy in your house. It's amazing when you change around the living room or a different room in your house that you use often. You see day in and day out, just changing around a few little things really, really rejuvenates and brings a lot more life into that atmosphere and environment, and just makes it feel a little bit different. So that's something that you can really concentrate on. Another thing is, this season and this holiday, it's really a good time to concentrate on change. You know, over the past few months, there's been a lot of chaos, a lot of stress, a lot of drama. You know, you turn on the TV and there's just bad news everywhere. And depending on if you're paying attention to politics and just how the economy is affecting you and how work is going, you know, the mundane and the outside world can really, really put a damper on things and really put a damper on your mood overall and your motivation in yourself. And I know there's times, if you're anything like myself, you will have those moments to where you kind of have an epiphany. You're like, whoa, okay. And I think even Flora calls them aha moments. But you have these moments to where you're like, you know what? That's what I need to do. That's what I want to do. And you hold on, you embrace that moment. But some of you, if not a lot of you, and I'm even a culprit of this myself, but you never follow through with it. And then by the time it comes back around and you have another moment where you're like, man, I really want to do something. I really want to, and you can't even remember what you thought of before that gave you that, woohoo, I want to do this moment. One suggestion I have, and something that I've really been doing a lot lately, and I have found that, you know, being a Capricorn, you know, lists are a huge thing, but make a list. Get a calendar, get a whiteboard, get a chalkboard, get a piece of paper, tack it to the wall, put it in your chest of drawers, whatever it is, where you could see it and access it all the time. But write down these things of things that you want to get, things that you want to craft, things that you want to do, goals that you want to accomplish. And when you have a list that you see every day, it's easy to add things to it, and it's also easy to go, okay, I kind of have a dead moment. What should I do? Go to your list and pick something off of it, and that way you can accomplish it and mark it off. There is nothing more fulfilling than marking something off of a list of things that you need to do or things that you need to get done. As a stay-at-home mother, you know, and I know a lot of you can relate to this because there's a lot of stay-at-home moms that to where you get in such a routine day in and day out. It's the same thing. Wake up, make breakfast, clean the house 15 times a day, do laundry, do the dishes, unload the dishwasher, load the dishwasher, change out the laundry, wash the floors, clean the toilets, vacuum, make the bed, all over again. It's the same thing every single day. Now, to revamp yourself, it's good to kind of change things up a little bit. Do you want to lose some weight? Do you want to change what you make for meals? You know, do you want to get more creative in the kitchen? Do you want to craft something for the house? Do you want to start crafting for holidays, for gifts this season? If you're, you know, you're a little broke and you don't have any money, you don't want to have the burden of buying gifts, do some crafting. What are you good at? You good at crocheting, cross-stitching, painting, making jewelry? There's all sorts of little things. But make some time for yourself and also do something to break the chain of normality. I don't care who you are. If this happens to anybody, I don't care if you're the happiest, bubbliest, perfect, go-lucky person in the entire world. You do have down days, and you do have stress days, and you do have days where you're like, God, what is wrong with me? What am I doing? And you can't always expect somebody to pick you up and dust you off every single time, especially if you're a lot like me and you don't have any friends to kind of come over for coffee or tea or whatever it is, or you don't have anybody to go meet for lunch, or, you know, you don't even have the money to go do anything like that. You got to do something to revamp yourself. I don't mean to be redundant and keep saying that, but that's the only word I could think to use. You know, you can have life coaches, you can read affirmations every day, but if you don't do something, even the littlest thing, to actually take action and implement those things, you're going to continue in the same old spiral, whirlpool of stuff, and you're never, ever going to break out of it. So this season, embrace the fall. Decorate your house with some pumpkins. Put some oranges and browns and different candles, different smells, apples and cinnamons. And you can chop up an apple and put it in some boiling water with some cinnamon sticks. Boil it on your stove without having any incense. And burn it in your house and have just an amazing aroma in your house. Bake some bread. Bake some cookies. Do anything to kind of change the aroma in your house. Be sure to sage your house. You know, with every season, I've always talked about saging, but saging is something that's great because it really neutralizes the energies and kind of gives everything in your house a clean slate. You know, it's amazing. They always say that when mom is not happy, nobody in the house is happy. and it's true. You have to start with yourself. And I'm not trying to be sexist or one-sided or anything, but you know, even if you're a guy, do something to just revamp your household and make it feel clean and clear to where you can move about. It's not like stagnant energy to where you feel like you have to just slug your way and go through it. You want to be able to free and dance and instead of having the TV on. Turn the TV off. Put it on the radio. If you have a computer, which I know if you're watching this you do, or you even have a phone where you can watch this, get Pandora, get iHeartRadio, do something and listen to some music. Just in the background. Doesn't have to be loud. You don't have to jam out, but just change things up a little bit. So within those, you know, you got your altar, decorate it with some gourds, decorate it with some, you know, some fall leaves that you collect when you go for a walk, put some cinnamon sticks out, frankincense, sandalwood, all those hearty type smells are amazing. Even change some colors that you wear. You know, do something that makes you feel good about yourself. Now, talking to a friend today, dear friend of mine, love her to pieces. And it's amazing that when you just really kind of connect with somebody, it really clicks a bunch of things. It makes you really think about a lot of stuff and kind of come to realizations with your own self. And you have to realize that, and I have realized that, you know, when you've been married for so many years or you've been in a relationship for so many years, it's easy to get in a redundant, same old, non-energizing type schedule cycle of life. And men, traditional men, are the worst in sometimes breaking that cycle. So, you know, as a woman, it really is important for you to not wait for something to fall in your lap to change you. You really have to do something that makes you feel happy to be you. And like I said, you know, do something, even if it's, you know, if you're having self-confidence issues, do something to take a diet. And don't go on this hardcore mainstream diet that you see everybody doing and get frustrated because you don't see the pounds falling off. They've got Fitbit.com, MyFitnessPal.com. I use MyFitnessPal.com, and it's a great way to count your calories, keep track of what's going on, and just the little things. You know, clip some coupons. Don't become an extreme couponer, but if you can clip some coupons and check out the sales, and you know, and go to the grocery store and get a few extra things and save some money, it'll make you feel good. It'll make you be self-sufficient. You know, if you need something new to do some crafting, do something, but do something that makes you happy. Read a book, take some time, take a bubble bath. You know, do anything other than you normally do, even if it's one day a week or an hour out of the day. Do something that changes your schedule and gets you out of that normality. So this season, you know, without making this video 5,000 minutes long, I really want you guys to take a moment and really sit down and think about what you want, or, you know, go about your normal business. But when you have those little epiphany moments, you know, really write it down and make it a point and a goal to actually implement that idea that you have come up with. Even if it's a little thing, like I said, changing around furniture, it doesn't matter. Throwing away stuff, cleaning out your pantry, cleaning out your refrigerator, anything. Hanging some pictures on your wall, doing some painting, changing stuff around, cleaning the carpet, anything. If you do not have a happy home, which is supposed to be your sacred space, it is your home. Your home. Home is supposed to be where your heart is. Home is supposed to be the happiest, most content, loving, amazing place ever. And if it's nothing but stress and you don't want to go home and you don't want to be at home and you just count the minutes and hours until you have to go to bed, something needs to be changed. And it's up to you to change it. You can't expect anybody else to do it. People could talk to you till they're blue in the face all day long, giving you the greatest advice ever. But if you don't take it in and apply it and use it in the way that it works best for you, it's never going to change. So think about that. Add some colors, Get ready for fall. Embrace the season and embrace this time because you won't be doing so much outside. It's going to be wintertime. Snowy, rainy, cold. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Concentrate on your home. That way, when spring comes around, your home is all happy. You've rebuilt your household, your kingdom, your sacred space, and you'll feel much better about yourself to be able to go outside, and you won't feel so guilty for neglecting the house because it won't be neglected. You will have given all this love and flowed all this energy into it all winter long and all fall, that you will be able to have that extra energy and feel revamped to go out in the spring and summer and be able to be productive in those other ways. So concentrate on yourself. Do something to make you happy. Now, if you're, even in closet pagan or in closet Wiccan or whatever it is, and you're a teenagers, you guys are the most soul-searching people I've ever seen, and I commend you for that highly. But don't stress yourself out because you can't get all the little tools and all the little cool trinkets and all the little commercialized witchy things that they have out there. Yeah, it's all cool, but it doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good. It's like a pen. Woo, I got a pen. Awesome. Well, cool. If you're not going to write a book with it, write a journal, if you're not going to utilize it in its proper way, it's not going to do crap for you. Clean your room. Rearrange your room. Do some art. Do anything, but do something that makes you feel good. And the more you take time to do the little things to make yourself feel good, not only are you going to have more energy, but you're going to have more motivation. You're going to feel re-energized and just, you're going to feel like a whole new person, and you're going to feel that change, and it's going to propel you to continue to do so. But as long as you stay in that stagnant pool, you're just going to go around and around and around. You're going to get more tired, more fatigued, and more unmotivated. And the lower you get on yourself, the more it's going to leak off and infect the people around you. You are who you surround yourself by. If you're the core of the household and the glue of the household, everybody is a reflection of your attitude and what you put out. The love you put out, the anger you put out, everything you put out, that's what everybody is feeling, and that's what everybody else is going off of. They feed off of you. Yes, it's a big responsibility, but you know what? The goddess, she wouldn't be as strong and as brilliant and knowledgeable as she was if she wasn't able to deal with everything that she does. So take that. And same thing with the god. If you're a man, masculinity, take charge. Rule your kingdom. Do your thing. Make everybody happy. So I hope this makes sense. You know me, I ramble quite a bit, but it makes sense in my head. And that's what I'm going to do. So what are you going to do for Mabon? What are you going to do this fall and this winter? Are you going to change things up? Are you going to revamp yourself? Reinvent yourself? Do that hobby that you've been talking about doing? Write that book you've been talking about doing? Crochet that blanket you've been talking about doing? What you going to do? What you going to do? What you going to do? Mary's got talent. Sorry. That guy sticks with me. But love and light, you guys. And I will see you soon. Bye.